Welcome to Open Circuit Podcast, the best podcast in the world, Craig.
Yeah.
I'm Kalipso.
And I'm Shillito.
And today we got a guest for you.
He's a personal trainer. He's a musician. He's a Christian. He's battled with addiction. And we wanted to get him on here so he could share his story, his experience, strength, and hope. And to share some tips about exercise and nutrition. Please help us give a warm welcome to Lance Broadbent.
What's up, guys?
Not Lance Burton.
Broadbent, like the park, Paisley.
Like
Yep.
that, I was hoping I wasn't gonna fuck that up because that's just what I correlated it to was Broadbent, the old football park.
No, man. Yeah, I've gotten a lot. A lot of schools messed up my name and they called me Lance Broadband.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah. You're like, no, I'm high speed, bitch. It's not broadband.
I'm not on your bandwidth.
No, I'm more like.
Not on it.
I'm more like. What is it? What is Elon's? Starlink.
Starlink. Yeah.
Elon, I thought I did like one of his little salutes for a second.
Yeah,
Oh man.
kind of weird.
Yeah, he's getting so much fire for that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was.
It was kind of weird.
Did you? I only seen bits and pieces of that stuff, but did you see the thing where Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible?
Yeah, I did see that. I mean, I watched most of the inauguration. It was. Yeah, I didn't notice that until he pointed it out later. I don't really.
Yeah, I
Did
just
JD
seen.
Vance?
What? Excuse.
Did JD Vance do it too?
I'm not sure what he did. I just seen a few reels on it. I wasn't really on the internet today, but I just seen a few reels on it, and then apparently Melania had Abraham Lincoln's Bible, and then Melania had his Trump's Bible, Trump's mom's Bible.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, she talked about it.
So I wasn't like super aware of what was going on. I didn't like study up. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You know, to be honest with you, I've been a couch potato. I got into a couple series on Prime. I don't know if you've seen it, Landman with Billy Bob Thornton. You need to check that out, boy.
Billy Bob Thornton, we need to get you on the show.
I love that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are you familiar with Sling Blade?
Mm-mm.
Sling Blade is a movie from, I want to say, the early 90s. And
I know I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Are you familiar with Monster Ball? Because Billy Bob Thornton did
Monster
the
Ball?
thing with
No.
Holly Berry up in there.
was that it was Monster Ball, huh? I was thinking of Monster with Charlize Theron, where she transformed. So that's a good comparison to Sling Blade because Billy Bob Thornton doesn't even look like the same guy, dude.
Really?
And
Is it like when did that come out? What did you say? 90?
early 90s, I would guess.
90s.
But there's some copyright stuff going on because you can't even get it in the United States. I'm sorry.
Have
go
you
ahead.
seen The Cross? Cross? It's about the detective.
No.
Yeah.
Well, is it old?
No, it's new. It's
Oh.
new. It's a good show.
Well, now you put me onto it. After I binge watch this next one, I'll have to check that one out. So, what happened was I was on there and I was watching Your Honor on Netflix, and I binge watched that real quick. I've been real couch potato,
Yeah.
and then I was like crying because I ran out of stuff to watch. And then my buddy Rick Bovey and his wife Camber, they said, "Oh, you need to check out Landman if you thought Your Honor was good." And I binge watched the
Is
shit.
that on
out.
Netflix or something?
It's on Prime.
Prime? Okay.
Dude, it's probably
Check it
one of
out.
the best series I've seen in a long, like
Yeah.
maybe even ever. It is so dope, and it's
Really?
it's all from that writer from Yellowstone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I haven't seen those
whoever
either,
he
yeah.
is, we need to get you on the show.
Yeah. I've been making Allie. I've been making Allie watch Breaking Bad because she had never seen it before. So we've been cruising through Breaking Bad, and it's such a good show.
Yeah, well, I think you'll like Your Honor then because Walt from Breaking Bad is the judge in.
Oh, yeah, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, that guy is amazing. Like,
Dude, he's a great actor.
oh gosh,
He's so
he
good.
needs that guy needs.
I mean,
his-
just look at Breaking Bad. I mean, and then Malcolm in the Middle. He was great.
Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah, you're about that age. I was a little.
Yeah.
You were probably watching Power Rangers and shit too. Not to be mean, but I was like,
I don't
no.
know. I didn't watch
I was
Power Rangers a
watching
little
Power
bit.
Rangers.
You were a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
I didn't watch it too long, but
I didn't watch a lot of shows when I was a kid. I was outside a lot, but I did like what was it? I was just in my head. Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
I like that show, and then I like cartoons and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Gargoyles
I think I remember Gargoyles. Excuse me.
Batman animated series and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, Batman. We talked about Darkwing Duck the second episode. I feel like our generation, Marcus and I, or Kalipso and I's generation, we had the Saturday morning cartoons. That was like a big thing. I don't know if you remember that.
We kind of did that too.
After these messages,
we'll be right back. And then, what was it? They're ever strong and growing. The Flintstone vitamins.
Yeah.
That come to find out.
Oh yeah, I remember the Flintstones, watching Flintstones and stuff like that.
What was it?
Deke.
I don't remember.
It was like after The Simpsons went off or something. It was like they're in a movie theater thing, and then it was just like Deke.
Yeah. Do you remember the best part of The Simpsons is the end of the introduction of every show where they all run to the couch and it's something different every time.
He chases Bart into the driveway.
Simpsons is kind of strange.
I never really got super into The Simpsons.
Me neither.
No.
But it's kind of strange, like all the stuff that they predicted.
Oh yeah, that is kind of crazy.
What about American Dad?
Yeah, I watched American Dad, Family Guy, and I watched them for probably, when they came out, and then I watched them for probably like maybe 6 or 7 seasons in, and then I kind of stopped watching them and stuff. And I stopped watching stuff like that. Like if it comes on, I'll watch it. And I still like it. So I would say South Park is like the main one that I've seen like every episode. I love South Park.
Oh man,
you love South Park.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny.
Remember the one where the cop is a prostitute? That was probably like the best episode I ever seen. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think was it Officer Mackey or whatever?
I don't. Yeah. I'm not familiar with the names.
I wasn't know, man. There's so many episodes.
I have a shout out to my friend David. I feel like I have to shout out Married with Children. He still binge watches it. He was born about 30 years too late because this dude is like, he reminds me of 80s parents. Got his smokes rolled up in his. Yeah, shout out to Al Bundy.
We want to get you on the show. A lot of people don't know that Al Bundy is actually a martial artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually, I did. I think I know that.
Pretty.
I thought I saw that the other day, actually.
Yeah, David watched the whole show front to back, so I felt like it was only proper to give him a shout out. He was one of the 4 that peeped the whole episode. So,
hey, whenever my wife annoys me, I'm always like, "Oh, Peg."
Yeah, we wanted to get you on the show so we could have you share some of your fitness journey and some of the stuff that you've been through in your life.
For sure.
And kind of what led you to the point where you got into the fitness and becoming a personal trainer and some of the stuff that you've done.
So yeah, when I was younger, like middle school and high school and stuff like that, I was always pretty active. I played sports and skateboarded and biked and stuff like that. But then when I started, just like kind of giving up all of that, like, I started playing music and stuff, and that was a good thing. But I just started to party and just do dumb stuff. Just being a dumb kid. But then when I was pretty young, I was like, I think I was 15 or 16. The first time I did heroin.
Wow.
And so when you're that age, like you have no idea the consequences of what you're doing. To me, it was just like, I just wanted to get high on something. Like I was just having fun.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, man, and that turned into like a 12-year battle.
Wow.
But then when I got sober, I went to rehab actually, and then I came home after being homeless for like a year. And my dad was like, I found a rehab for you. It's free because, I can't pay for rehabs. They're expensive, man.
Yeah, super expensive.
And he was like, the only thing is it's a Christian rehab. And at the time, and before my whole life, I had never been like religious. It wasn't something I ever really gave a thought to. But yeah, I ended up going to rehab. And it was in-house. I ended up doing I spent like 8 months in there.
Wow.
And while I was there, literally like the third day that I was in there, I like cried out to God. And I was like in the middle of just like the worst withdrawal. I'm just laying in a bed, sweating, just like going through it, man. And I just remember like laying in this bed just crying, just asking God to like reveal himself to me, like if you're there, just please help me, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling this weight like lift off of my shoulders. And it was like this, I felt like overwhelmed with like love and like this feeling, and I just started bawling, man. I started bawling, and then I think it was probably 2 days later I finally was like able to get up and move around, and I was looking in my room and I opened one of the drawers in there, and you know, from previous people there were like some things in there, and I opened up a drawer and there was a Bible and Mere Christianity, a book by C.S. Lewis. And I read through both of those while I was there, the whole Bible, and I read Mere Christianity probably like 2 or 3 times. Great book. If you haven't heard of it, you should definitely read it. But yeah, while I was there, I'd been so long since I had like been in shape or like felt good about myself. So while I was there was this guy that would go hit the gym every day, and I was like, hey man, when do you go to the gym? He's like 6 a.m. And I was like, make me go with you. Come get me. Like, I'll go with you. And then I've just been working out ever since.
You had a gym in your rehab? That's badass.
No, it was really cool. But so the rehab was in Phoenix, and the gym was outside, and everything in that gym was metal. So
shout outs to Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. That place is wild, dude. But yeah, so like during the summer it's 115, 120 degrees, and you had to wear gloves because the metal would just burn your skin.
That's probably why you were working out at 6 a.m.
Hell no.
Yeah.
That's why you were working
Dude, even
out.
at 6 a.m. it's like 98 degrees.
Wow.
It was crazy there. The heat is crazy there.
Hell no.
But yeah, and then later down the road, you know, the way it transformed me, religion, but also like working out and stuff. It helped me become a more confident person, and I felt so much better. Like it helped my anxiety, depression, things like that.
Sounds like on the third day when you surrendered yourself, because I think that's what you said, was you surrendered yourself. It almost sounds like there was you had a well-being come upon you because you accepted God.
Yeah.
And Marcus is very religious, and
that's the Holy Spirit, and I'm not religious.
I don't know, but he's gonna fact check me now. Apparently during the show, this guy.
Well, I just don't want the people out there to think I'm on some religious stuff. It's a relationship.
Yeah. So he's much more aware of that stuff.
Yeah. That type of thing.
I have a relationship with God. It's not necessarily the ideal like situation that everybody else may have, but it's my own. So
yeah,
you know. But anyway, so
yeah, I grew up in a family that wasn't religious at all. Like, you know, my dad was actually he ran away from an FLDS like town. So he was his family was polygamous. He ran from Colorado City.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
I think he was like 17
Shout
or
outs to
18 or
Colorado
something like
City.
that. Yeah. Colorado City is a great place now, but when he was a kid, it was just there were only pretty much polygamous people living there, and so he grew up in a really weird situation with. I think he had at one point like. I'm gonna get it wrong, but I feel like it was like 12 moms.
Wow.
And he had like 60 something brothers and sisters.
So his dad.
Yeah. So his dad was married to his mom, right, and had him, and I think my dad was like 2 when my grandpa died. He died in an accident, and then she remarried to a man named Joe Jessup, and he had at that time already had like 8 other wives.
I know that.
So his dad, so your dad's dad wasn't a polygamist.
He
was too?
He was too, yeah.
Go on and press that button. Well.
Hell no, to the no.
Yeah, I never got
I was talking about the other one.
Oh.
Ooh, baby, I like it.
No, I feel like I know that name, Jessup.
So, yeah, you probably did. Joe Jessup, he was in they did a story about him in National Geographic, I think it was. Wow. They were like center on the front page or whatever, and they did a story about him and his family. And it's pretty cool. You can look it up online and just type in Joe Jessup and National Geographic, and it'll come up with a picture of like him, and there's like 5 of his wives behind him, and then just like 300 kids behind them that are probably like, you know, sons and daughters and cousins and stuff like that or whatever. I don't know.
And this is your grandfather or your great grandfather?
My grandpa, yeah. He would have been, you know, my step grandpa basically.
Shout outs to Jim Bob 18 and counting, we need to get you on the show, Jim Bob. Wow.
Did you ever meet him, or did you have any type of relationship with him?
I didn't have a relationship with him, but I did get to meet him a couple of times. He was like a huge dude. He was like 6'4" or 5" or something. I remember the first time I met him. I think he was like 88 or 89 or something. I think he died somewhere in his 90s. And I remember going out there, and he was out working in the field like 85 or somewhere in his 80s. I don't remember exactly, but I just remember he was like just a tank of a dude, just.
It's kind of amazing that he lived that long with his size, because most guys that are that big, they don't last that long,
Yeah, he was just a big dude. And
well, them old school
but out
days,
there though,
man,
they ate very well.
Better than us.
Speaking of, his diet was probably way better than the average Americans.
It was all cows raised on the farm.
Yeah, they made their own, like dairy stuff. They had chickens, so they had eggs and chicken, and they, cows.
Vegetation out there, yeah.
It isn't like all the processed garbage.
No, they didn't eat that stuff at all. They rarely even went into town and stuff like that. Wow. Like my dad, when he was a kid, he didn't really have an understanding of the outside world at all.
Oh wow!
Have you ever seen the movie The Village?
Yeah.
By M. Night Shyamalan. It's kind of like that.
But then they find out that there's a real world out there. That was crazy.
I mean, they're aware of it, but they don't really know too much about it and stuff. And some of them more than others, depending on the family.
Not real familiar with the movie, no, but...
Oh.
M. Night Shyamalan. Hey, man, we need to get you on the show.
Wow. It's basically this... religious community that lives out in the middle of nowhere, and there's a few people that are elders there that they know what's going on, but they tell everybody in the village that they can't go past the trees because there's monsters out there. And if you go out there, you'll die. So all the people stay in the village, but one of the girls, she escapes, and she finds a highway, and a car goes by, and she never even seen a car. You know what I mean? It's a pretty cool show.
Yeah, so they used fear tactics in order to keep them in.
Yeah, and that's what they do out there too.
I actually had a guy that I worked with, and he was raised in a polygamous family, and he had 40, 50 brothers and sisters and several moms and stuff, and he ended up having 8 kids with his wife, and then he found out he got on Google Earth, and his cousin's truck was at his house when he was in here working. So come to find out, his cousin was sleeping with his wife. So he quit his job here, and he ended up having 3 more kids since then. Wow. Yeah, but it was kind of funny because you were saying, your dad was really secluded.
Yeah.
So then going into the workforce with all these minors, it's pretty raw out at the mine. People speak freely or whatever, and it's so he would swear, and he would use it out of context, and he was like a little kid swearing for the first time. It's kind of funny.
I can imagine my dad might have been like that to some degree, but I know that for a lot of them, it's it's crazy. You go out into this world where people party and are more free and do crazy stuff. And so a lot of them go way off the rails, because a lot of them, when you run away or something like that too, a lot of the time you're not welcome back. They'll exile you, and they'll exile young kids sometimes too. I knew kids that were 14, 15 and stuff that they exiled.
Well, some of it,
I know people who lived in the hood that were like that. Yeah. The parents would tell them, they didn't want them going outside because a lot of stuff was going on. Yeah. And they keep them in the house. But I know this is somebody I know, and they would tell them about all the stories that were going on. And as soon as those kids could get their feet out the door a little bit, they was all in prison, everything. So sometimes it's kind of hard, you want to protect your kids, but at the same time,
you gotta let them.
You gotta kind of let them experience, but try to give them some guidance.
Yeah.
Because this world is there's a lot out there, and if you don't know what you're gonna face, you walk wrong place, and you're bound to see something different if you don't tell somebody, hey, you know, what's going on. You know what I'm saying.
Well, like, that's the thing is, like, raising kids, there's no handbook on it, you know.
No.
But you want to be hard on these kids because the world's going to be so much harder than what you could ever be. And hopefully you give them the integrity that they need in order to do the right things when you're not around. It's difficult, man. And my daughter, she's the boss, bro. She don't let her fool you with her little 9-year-old butt. She runs the show. Yeah, she's pretty funny, that girl. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Zen Garden, the day spa here in Ely. They're opening here in February. It's our very first sponsor. It's going to be opening up in February, and they're going to offer some of the services are facials, waxings, spray tans, manicures, pedicures, piercings, Japanese head spa, and a variety of massages. Just so I wanted to give them a plug. Shout out to Amy and her future endeavors.
I need to get that massage. Just no Japanese
here
massage.
Is a big sauna too.
A big sauna?
Sauna, yeah, for people like the public to go to and use.
Yeah,
that would be sweet.
Oh, dude,
that sounds nice.
I didn't show you, but right outside we have a little 3-person sauna that's steam.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to drive up here sometime.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. We just got to keep
a sauna at the Big Four.
Do they?
Yeah.
We're not gonna ask him how he knows that.
Trust me, don't go there. The lady has a Adam's apple. I'm just joking. Shout out to the Big Four. We need to get you girls down here. Get you on the show.
Ooh, baby, I like it.
No.
Hell no. To the no.
Okay.
Anyways,
how you been doing with your fitness journey? I know you've been working out a lot too.
I'm back and forth.
Yeah.
I got to get in there, man. I have to get.
Yeah.
That's why we got you on the show today. Actually,
it's hard to be consistent, man. But
yeah, I got sores on my ass. If that tells you anything.
Shoot, me and Mike need to be in one of those things.
Dude,
where we're in our underwear and we spin in circles and you can see what our body looks like and then it shows us like
Lance
the next month and the next
come
month.
get a scan, dude. I'll give you a scan and it'll show you exactly how much body fat you have on you, lean muscle mass, you know.
Thanks, but no thanks.
It's a good indicator because it's not only just tells you that, but it'll tell you things like it'll give you a nutrition guide and like, you know, it'll tell you your total energy expenditure.
Yeah, I need
so like how many calories you burn in a day just existing. So it's a good like way to like, all right, so I burn 2,500 calories in a day just existing. So if I want to lose weight, you know what I mean? It's calories in, calories out. If you want to lose weight or gain weight, that's
you need to burn more.
That. Yeah,
burn more than what you take in.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I know basics of it. I'm pretty primitive. I mean,
that's all you need to know, man. If you have a good understanding of the basics, that's all you need. But it's just implementing it. It's hard.
Yeah, doing it day in and day out.
If you really want to like gain muscle or lose weight or something, you have to count your calories and track your macros. You have to.
Yeah, and I feel like I need to pay you in order to write me out a diet and then just simplify it as much as I possibly can. That way, I'm like, 2 cups of peanuts or whatever the case may be. I just need a basic guideline and just like before I was having some issues. I think I got up to 260 and then I started eating nothing but tuna fish and pork rinds. And I lost like 30 pounds in a month because I just, and that was without exercise even.
You don't have to exercise to lose weight for sure. You just have to, you know, eat under the calories that you burn in a day. Yeah. I mean, most people have a smartwatch now too, so you can see how many calories you're burning in a day from a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have one. I don't wear it, but I just bought it 3 months.
It's nice.
I got one too. I'm guilty of it too. I need to wear it.
Yeah, wear it, man. I mean, just for counting steps and then like seeing how many calories you're burning and stuff. Steps is a cool thing too because I always tell people don't underestimate the power of walking.
Yeah,
it's super good for you, and it burns a lot of calories and it's easy to do. Like if you're just like I don't want to go to the gym today, then look down and look at your step counter and be like, I'm at 4,000. I'm gonna get 10,000 today.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Just or make a goal for yourself.
10,000 is always like the goal is for me.
What a lot of people use.
10,000 and
it's achievable in a day for sure.
Oh yeah, I've killed it. Like we this is special circumstances, but Paisley and I we went to Disneyland and California Adventure and Dodger Stadium. We ended up walking like 33 miles in 3 days. And that's for an 8-year-old at the time.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, she was a soldier.
Oh yeah, your steps there, I'm sure, crazy.
What is your advice for someone who is trying to live a healthier lifestyle?
So always diet and recovery, like look at your sleep and things like that. But like choosing a diet that works for you is kind of hard, but I always tell people to do like a reduction diet. Like, you know, everybody knows like a few foods that when they eat them, they feel pretty good. So reduce your diet down to those things, and for like a few days or a week, and then add 1 or 2 things and see how they make you feel. Because that's one of the best indicators of, you know, whether you should be eating something or not, and it's different for everybody.
How it makes you feel.
Yeah, for sure. Because, you know, people will say, you know, food is fuel, and it is, but it's also medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to be. I mean, you can't. I mean, like, I'm not 100% precise all the time either. You know. You know, I have cheat days and stuff. I like donuts and stuff like that.
Donuts.
I love donuts.
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme, dude.
You like those?
That's my favorite.
Hell no. No.
Y'all been sleeping.
You need to get your own button so you can fight back against that.
You guys been sleeping on the Doughboys donuts. Shout out to Doughboys, best donuts I ever had. Oh boy.
You said that's up in Reno?
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
I've only been there to like pass them through or something.
I think they're like huge donuts and stuff.
I brought them home, but I gave them all out. I should have saved you some. I'm sorry.
I get my donuts at Ridley's.
Yeah, they're decent sometimes, actually.
Anyways, yeah, you know what I attested to? Like when my diet's on point, it's like I'm a little kid that's gonna be reprimanded by their parents if I eat the wrong thing. It's like I'm gonna be in trouble.
Is that like the way you view it when you're like just yourself?
That's the way I feel for myself. Is like if I eat something that I know I'm not supposed to, it's like I'm gonna feel the repercussions from my parents the next day or right after you eat it, because you're gonna be feeling horrible. So that's you being grounded or disciplined.
I would say give yourself a break. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna slip up and stuff. Yeah. Don't feel bad about it, dude. Just be like, I'm gonna do better tomorrow. You know what I mean? But like, take it seriously when you say that to yourself, though. Like, you know, I slipped up a bit today, but tomorrow I'm gonna, you know, write it down even if you have to. Like, write down what you ate, things like that. Like I said, if you're gonna be tracking your calories and stuff, you should. It's better if you have like a little notebook and it's just for food. You know, this is what I ate today, and then you can just literally just Google it. Like, okay, I ate, you know, an 8-ounce steak and some mashed potatoes and whatever, you know, and you know, even if you don't weigh it, you can kind of guess and get it, you know, your calories and your macros and stuff, and get close enough.
The thing is like, it's so important for not only your physical health but your mental health.
Yeah.
And you know as well as I do, when you exercise, you release the endorphins.
Yeah,
you just feel the serotonin.
For me, it's like if I go a few days without it, I have really bad like social anxiety and stuff, and I think that was why I like gravitated towards drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. I mean, I still have it to this day, but it gets way worse when I don't work out. I can go into the gym feeling like just dog shit, like so depressed, horrible anxiety, and I work out, and I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner? Like, I feel 100%.
A sense of accomplishment because you did something hard.
But yeah, like you said, it releases endorphins. It's literally an antidepressant and anti-anxiety.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's something that's really important for your mental health, especially if you struggle. Like, I know I do, and then I work out, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it again tomorrow, and it makes my entire. I wake up at 3 a.m. so I can row. Yeah. And I have to go to work for 12 hours after that. But if I row for 30 minutes and then I go to work, dude.
Oh, yeah, just some cardio. Like I said, just walking. I mean, just doing something, man. Just starting somewhere and doing something.
And it makes you feel like you would think because you're exhausting yourself almost in the beginning in the morning, you think that you'd be more tired throughout the day, but it has a reverse
it gives you energy.
Effect.
Have any of you guys tried intermittent
fasting? Yeah, I do that almost every day. I don't usually eat until about, I mean, it just depends on the day if I'm a little bit busier, but usually I wait until about 1 or 2 or something, like 12, 1 or 2. And then, like, I try not to eat, like, right before bed either. I mean, it happens quite a bit because I'm busy and I get home late sometimes, but But yeah,
So
you have like a small window where you try to fit in your macros.
that's what I was getting
basically.
ready to ask you. What is your window for food? 8
It
hours?
just depends. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how long you want to intermittent fast. Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody does it like I think there's like a 14-hour or 16-hour or whatever it is, that
You
you want to
do.
do.
You
That
have.
you don't eat. Yeah,
But you're.
or it could be less than that. It could be like 12 hours and 12 or something like that. But I mean, just to start. But
But you specifically, what is your window? 8 hours?
I don't know. Like I said, it varies day by day. But I usually just don't eat in the morning.
Uh-huh.
I don't work out in the morning though either. Like I like to eat and then work out like an hour and a half later, because I feel like I have better energy and stuff like that after I eat. Yeah,
Dude, I admire Mark Wahlberg, and I saw he was doing the intermittent fasting, and like he'll like eat like I don't know how many meals. He'll just like
oh yeah, man. It is
eat
hard
up,
because you have to put
and
a
then
bunch
he'll
in.
have a wow, yeah.
Yeah, you got to put a bunch in really quick. So, but
Shout outs to Mark Wahlberg. We want you on the show.
And the Wahlburger. Yeah, you got
Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark.
Marky Mark. Yeah,
Yeah.
Funky Bunch.
Anyways,
But it's a good thing. It'll like help you get disciplined with your eating habits and stuff. It'll make you think about them a little bit more, which is a good thing.
yeah, I've tried it before. I tried it on graveyards, and it was a lot easier to do it on graveyards. I would cut off my window at 9 o'clock, and I would feel so much better. But during the day, it was harder. Like about 10 o'clock would come around, and then you get off work, and then what are you gonna do? You have to eat dinner, so it's kind of challenging when you're on day shifts. A little bit easier on night shifts.
Yeah, I get that a lot with a lot of people, that work at the mine and in prison and stuff. It's hard when you're working switch, nights and days. You just gotta meal prep, even though it sucks and it's kind of hard. But
yeah, the shift work is no bueno. They say that it cuts off 10% of your lifespan.
I would believe that because, dude, sleep it's so important, dude.
Have you guys ever did the vegetarian thing?
No, I was never vegetarian. What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it for a month.
How did you feel about it? Are you still a vegetarian? Or?
I was a vegetarian for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was cool, but when you go out places and everybody's eating, and then you're like, can you clean that part of the grill and put my Boca Burger on there? It's like, those things, and then you're seeing other people eating and having a good time, and you're sitting here like, oh no, I'm being really disciplined. And you see people who you're like, well, they look healthy and happy, and I think it's just a moderation of everything,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I that's what I kind of learned after a while. I was like, because it wasn't like I became a vegetarian because I was like, don't kill the cows. It wasn't like that. I had like every time I was eating food, that had meat in it, and I was like, and I just
making you feel good.
Yeah, I would just throw up. I don't know, maybe I was just eating too much meat, and then all of a sudden my body just had some type of.
You eat meat now? Do you eat everything? Beef, chicken?
I don't eat pork.
No pork?
No pork.
I'm not a big fan of pork either. I like bacon every once in a while, but other than that.
He's a Muslim, that's why.
No.
Assalamu alaikum.
No, I'm Israel.
Lincoln.
I tried it for like a month, and I didn't eat very clean with it. I just used like the vegan butter or whatever it's called. I just tried to do it, and I don't feel like it was very efficient for me because I just got like vegetables and potatoes and tried to throw everything together. But with the butter and stuff that I was using, it wasn't really effective. I felt bloated, and I didn't.
It's probably hard to be a vegetarian in Ely.
Yeah,
you gotta take
ordering food from somewhere, huh?
Beano.
Beano?
A lot of vegetarians take Beano because a lot of veggies get them all gassed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With bloating and stuff.
Is that the little product that's by the yogurt at Ridley's? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. It's, if you eat beans or you eat a lot of broccoli or something and get real gassed up.
Yeah, working out.
Beano.
I think if you get serious about working out, it starts to make you serious about the things you put in your body, because it sucks when you go to the gym and you feel like crap, And I feel like that, most of the time, if you're not feeling good, it's almost, not always, but like a lot of the time, it's because of what you're eating, you know what I mean? What you're putting in your body.
What about the importance of fiber?
What about it?
Isn't it like I was told by a doctor one time that like fiber is like one of the biggest things you could take. Like,
get some Metamucil.
I don't know, man. I know. I'm sure you know about the carnivore diet, right? So, a lot of people talk about they after about 2 or 3 weeks of doing that, they just flush. Everything just comes out of them. It's like apparently it's pretty bad. Like it just clears you out, and then you go back to just like healthy, movements and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I just feel like nutrition is. I mean, eating habits in general is really hard. You really have to just do what's good for you. Like I said, like doing that reduction diet and figuring out what makes you feel good. I think that's one of the best things that you can do because everyone's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Your genes are different,
I thought about trying that carnivore diet.
Yeah.
And just eating meat.
I did it for a little while, but it's hard. It's a hard thing to do, especially like, I eat carbs and I use those for energy for working out and stuff. And when you stop doing that, your body it goes through this process of like clearing out the sugar and stuff like that. So like it is like a form of withdrawal kind of, but then, when you're switching over from, relying on carbs and stuff like that to fats mostly for energy, there's like a transition period.
I was always told when I was young, like you can't just only eat meat.
Yeah,
like you can't only eat meat. But then I met somebody and they were like, oh, they were supposedly friends with Brother Lynch Hung, and she said Brother Lynch Hung ate only meat.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Brother Lynch Hung. We'll get you on the show.
Do either of you know who Jordan Peterson is?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
yeah. He is a carnivore diet. His daughter, she has a TEDx that you can go watch on YouTube.
Okay.
Wasn't he the president of Harvard?
I don't know if he was the president, but he worked there. And, I don't know if it was Harvard or Yale. He was in Canada, so I don't know what.
I'm pretty sure it was in an Ivy League school.
It was an Ivy League school that he worked at as a professor in Canada, but I don't know what the school was.
Yeah,
because he's Canadian.
He's actually trying to start his own university.
Shout out to Canada.
He actually has started it. Shout out to Jordan Peterson and his university. It sounds awesome.
We need to get you on the show.
Jordan, that'd be awesome. His daughter, Michaela Peterson, has a TEDx talk that you can go watch on YouTube. They wouldn't air it because, I don't know. We don't need to get into that, but she talks about she's been doing the lion diet, is what she calls it, for like 6 years now, probably closer to 7 years. She eats lamb and beef.
I was gonna say she eats whatever she wants and then just tells you something else.
She eats just lamb and just beef every day, nothing else. Wow. And just salt on it. And she had all these elements. She goes over it in the video, but she had all these elements that are gone. She basically had like such bad depression and stuff that she couldn't get out of bed. Mm-hmm. Her bones were like brittle. I think her ankle broke and her hip. She had to get replaced. She had all these autoimmune disorders that all went away. All of this is gone. Her depression is gone. She looks amazing too. Like just looking at her, like she just looks super healthy. And she has just been eating meat for 6 years.
Like, not even like a Euro like type of
no,
beef
nothing. And they talk about how hard it is too. It's like being a vegetarian. You know what I mean? Like what you were saying when you were like, they can't really go out and stuff like that unless that person.
I wonder if she seasons it.
Just salt is what she says. She just uses salt and she drinks. They just drink water and eat steak and.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson is amazing.
He does it too.
I have a couple videos.
I need to get some lamb.
It looks some good lamb.
I screen recorded some videos of him and mental health and stuff, and he's an exceptional person, man.
Yeah, he was a big part of like getting me out of like helping me grow up and stuff, because for so long doing drugs and stuff, you don't grow. You're kind of, it's like you're held back. And so like once I went to rehab and all this stuff and got out of that, Jordan Peterson was actually a huge influence on helping me kind of like mature and grow as a person. So
yeah, because
I love that man.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. He's just great.
They say, and not necessarily him, but they say that when you get into your addiction, that you quit maturing at the age that your addiction starts. So
yeah, I would agree with that to an extent, for sure. I was kind of off and on, so like. I'd have periods where I'd be doing drugs and then there would be like a decent period where I wouldn't and stuff. But even in those short windows where I wasn't using opiates and stuff, I still like would party a lot and drink and things like that. It wasn't until I like went to rehab that I kind of was able to put all of it behind me. Like even now, like I can go out to the bar and like have a few drinks and just like stop. You know what I mean? I'm not drinking all the time or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like addiction mindset is like you can't only start with just one. You have to have what is it? One is too many, and 1,000 is never enough. I'm not saying with alcohol for you, but that's the way it is for me. I went to rehab.
Well, that's how it is for me with opiates.
Yeah, I went to rehab, and it was awesome that you put it out there that you were there for 8 months. Because a 30-day program isn't enough to heal somebody that's been in addiction for years.
And I think that's something important to really put out there. A lot of you guys go to rehab and just want to get out because you feel, oh, I'm good. I'm going home. And a lot of times some of y'all need to stay a little longer.
Yeah, right.
I'm really glad I stayed that long, honestly.
I stayed for 3 months in a 30-day program. 3 months in, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I haven't drank and it's coming up on 15 years now, and and that was awesome. Like my biggest hurdle. Marcus Kalipso can attest. I'm sorry, buddy. But we ran around and we drank, and I was just a fool. I mean, I've been to prison, rehab, all that stuff. So it was like I was like you were saying about maturing. It was like I was like a little kid again. Dude.
Yeah. When you got sober and stuff. Yeah.
And then like you see all this stuff in here. A lot of it is we were homeless when I was a child, and I lost everything.
And when he says he was drinking, I mean literally. He was 86th in every bar in this town, man. Yeah. Every bar. They'd have a sign up there and said, Mike, and I ain't gonna say the other Mike, but there was another Mike.
But my name was bigger.
Mike Tyone, we love you, bro. We need to get you on the show.
Mine was in bold letters. I was like, how come I'm I said one time I went to Champs and my name was at the top and it was bigger than everybody else's. And I said, am I famous in this place? What's going on here? And it's funny because I didn't really understand what a menace to society I was. I wasn't out hurting people, but man, I would get drunk and I'd want to fight and just be, I'd be passive aggressive, Yeah. And my eyes were opened up so much, man, and by the grace of God, my people stood by me, my mom and my sister, man, and my brother and Mark at Kalipso and some of my other friends, man, they didn't ever give up on me, and even when I gave up on myself, so shout out to them, thank you.
Awesome. Mike be walking down the street, I'd be like just getting off work, and he'd be carrying a 30-pack down the street. He was ready to, and that 30-pack was going to him. He wasn't playing with them.
Sure. He wasn't going to a party.
He'd give a few away, but we'd be up pretty late.
Yeah, we gotta handle it, man. And the thing is after you get some clarity and you get into your recovery, you realize how selfish you are.
Yeah.
It's like,
for sure. There's a lot of stuff you got to deal with about yourself after you get sober, like a lot. So that's why staying in rehab for a long time is good too. Because I was in therapy the whole time too. Like I was going to like services, like church services, but I also I went through anger management and I went through like a meditative therapy and things like that. And all of that stuff was super beneficial because it made me like, I feel like a lot of people, they go to rehab for like 30 days, like you were saying, and they just sober up, and then they're not given any tools. Like I was given a bunch of tools, and that helped a lot. So I highly recommend that for anybody that's struggling. By the way, go to rehab for a while and go to therapy, and
all your problems don't go away either. Once you get it just actually puts a magnifying glass on them, and it helps you see. Because you're just trying to escape your problems by adding it. All you're doing is making your problems worse. Yeah. So going, getting some clarity and trying to figure out the root of the problem and trying to figure, like there's stuff that after getting sober and stuff, there's stuff now that I think about that I could never even imagine dealing with, and I feel like it's not necessarily problems I want to deal with, but when the time comes, I feel like I'm more suited to deal with them.
Yeah.
I think that some of the you kind of touched down on it, but do you feel like certain routines are better suited for certain people as far as exercise?
Yeah, for sure. More people might be more into like cardio and stuff. It's just for me, I love the challenge of weightlifting. I love I love going to failure and just like pushing, going all out. You know what I mean? But I mean, you just have to. I train a lot of people, and they all work out a little bit differently. Some of them like to just do more like like mobility type training and like stuff like that. But core and stuff like that, and a lot of cardio and just more like functional movements and stuff. But yeah, if you're looking to lose weight, lifting weights is better too if you're looking to lose more weight, because you burn more calories over time lifting weights. You know what I mean? If you ran and burned like 500 calories, you would just burn the calories for that run. But if you burn 500 calories lifting weights, you're going to continue to burn calories over like a 72-hour period, because your muscles are rebuilding. So you end up burning more calories over time.
I feel like the cardio is more. I know it's good for losing weight, but I feel like the cardio is more like a mental health, because it's strenuous and it.
You have to push past those points, but I feel like you have to do that with weightlifting sometimes too. Like you have to, if you're gonna go to failure and like push yourself, you have to push past that burn and push past that mental barrier and stuff.
Especially doing like shoulders or legs, because
your
shoulders are on fire.
You're doing some leg extensions, man, and your quads are on fire, and you're just like, I'm done, but you gotta just push past those. Like, I love that. I love doing it.
So, as far as like protein powders and stuff like that, do you think that those are needed, or do you think is it better to get just your protein from eating, like, man, go eat some steak and some chicken?
I think it's definitely a little bit better to get it from an animal source. But if you're working like him and you just need something quick, like a shake, they're great. I think they metabolize pretty quick, and you absorb most of that protein and stuff. And the cool thing about protein powders too is they have so many other things in them. They'll have all your amino acids and salt, like a bunch of other stuff. They're all different, but they all have all kinds of different stuff in them too. So it's like a quick little shot of protein and vitamins and stuff like that. So,
what was good for the recovery? The recovery after you get done hitting. I mean, the protein is definitely good too, but
yeah, I mean, if you're eating carbs too, I mean, you could even I like to. I know this might sound silly. I like to eat a small Rice Krispie treat right before I work out, because those carbs and the sugars metabolize really fast, and they give you a lot of energy. You could do that right in the middle of your workout too. But yeah, you want to eat sometime pretty soon after a workout, whether it's protein shake or a meal. You know what I mean? So, you get all shaky, and you want to get those sugars and stuff in your blood, and you want some protein to start immediately helping, rebuild the muscles and stuff like that.
Are the branched chain amino acids, would you say that they're the most important thing, or the protein?
Well, I mean, they're in your protein. So if you're eating steak, you're getting a lot of your essential amino acids and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Either way, it's pretty good. I just think it's a little bit better to get it from like an actual, like a steak or chicken or whatever you like.
Do you find yourself hungry after you work out?
Sometimes if I push myself really hard, when you push yourself really hard and you get kind of shaky afterward, I have to wait about 45 minutes after that, because if I go eat right after a really hard workout, I'm like nauseous and stuff, so I got to give my body a little time, my heart rate to come down and stuff like that. But yeah, I usually eat pretty soon after, like 30-45 minutes after or something, but I'm sure everybody's different.
Yeah, for me, I almost want to work out on an empty stomach and then take like a bag of...
Do you feel like your energy is good when you work out on an empty stomach?
Yeah, because I don't feel like I'm weighed down by the food.
Yeah.
I think you see me in there begging for food before, where I'm like, do you have anything I can chew on? Because I'm getting, there's been those times. Several of them where it's like I go in an empty stomach, but all of a sudden I start feeling woozy, and I'm like, I need just some I'll eat peanuts, or a scoop of peanut butter.
Well,
like I said, it's different for everybody. Like, there's a lot of people that go first thing in the morning and they just drink water. That's it. They don't, and they eat afterwards.
I try not to drink too much
water,
because that will have the same effect. If I do that, it'll give me the woozy feeling where it's like nauseous.
Oh yeah, for sure. I used to do that too, where I'd get up at like 6-7 in the morning and go work out first. But it would like wreck me for the rest of the day, which I thought was weird until I started eating before and then working out, and then I felt great. And so I just noticed, for me, if I eat not a big meal, like I just eat kind of light, something light, and then wait about 45 minutes to an hour or something. When I feel like it's kind of like digested and stuff, and I'm getting that energy from the food, go work out. I feel like I have, like, my strength is better, my energy is better. I can work out for longer.
So you're not hitting the McDonald's drive-thru before you go to the gym?
No, you don't want to do that.
One day we met this one dude at the gym, and this dude was I'm talking about he looked like a full-size gorilla. No joke. Remember that? And we were like asking him, you know, about his diet, and he was like, "Man, I eat whatever I want. I eat McDonald's every day, Big Macs and all types of stuff."
Was he here?
Yeah,
Here?
he was like a prison guard or something.
Dang.
Oh, he was a young dude. I remember who he was talking about.
Well, that might be why, because he's younger. You might be able to get away with that for a little while, but eventually it'll catch up to you.
Yeah, then you're gonna look like me. Don't do it.
Yeah, man. You can become disciplined when you're younger. It's a lot easier when you get older, because when you're older and then you try to do something like that and become disciplined, it's definitely a little harder.
Did you hear about this story? Do you know who else has been going to the gym? Do you remember?
Not me.
Not me either. No, Method Man actually has been going to the gym, and word has it that Method Man's daughter is getting beat up by this guy, her boyfriend, and then Method Man caught him. Do you know who Method Man is?
Yeah.
Method Man caught him at a gym on Staten Island and beat the dog out of him.
Good.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Method Man. We got to get you on the show, man.
Yeah, Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
But yeah, so I don't know. I didn't really dive into the comments or anything like that, but I just seen that, and I don't know if there was controversy surrounding it.
Oh, sure.
But if the dude is not in a pine box, he ought to be thanking Method Man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you ever put hands on my daughter, you'll be begging for the cops to come get me.
How old is Method Man now too? He probably should be thinking that he's an older guy too now, because when he was younger, he probably would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A bit more hot-headed when you're younger.
Oh yeah.
Streets, bro. Method
Yeah,
Man don't
exactly.
play around.
For sure. That's what I'm saying, man. He's
He's in better
thinking his lucky stars.
He's in better. Sorry to interrupt you. He's in better shape now than I think he ever was when he was a kid. You know what's funny about that is like, I like Wu-Tang. I'm not saying nothing bad about them, but my favorite genre of music is West Coast rap. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, all them, Ice Cube. Anyways, my point of my story was is if I could ever hang out with somebody famous, it would have been Method Man and Redman, because those guys are such characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, them guys would be a lot of fun. I mean,
you'd probably lose your job. They hand you the piss cup as soon as you walked in.
Yeah.
You know, and times are different. Like when I was in high school, there was a guy. I went to school with his daughter, and I come over to his house one day, and he says, "Will you go smack this dude up?" I guess he was putting hands on my daughter. And so I went to school. Yeah. It was actually game day, so I had my football jersey on, and I come out of lunch. I'm in the parking lot, and I go up to this dude and I headbutt him. Well, he has a cigarette in his mouth, so the cherry goes directly in my mouth.
Oh!
And then I spit the cherry out, and I was like, "I hate cigarettes," and I started punching the shit out of him. So then that weekend comes, and I go over to his house, the guy's house, the dad's house, and he served me up them beers, boy.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, thank you. I still know the guy today, and I know the other guy, and I'm cool with the other guy now too. So it was just kind of funny, like we just grew up like in a different time, like it's a whole different time. And
you can't do stuff like that anymore without, you know what I mean?
Well,
you can't just go up and start punching somebody without it turning into like a whole thing. People used to just fight back in the day and then go home. They wouldn't call the cops or anything unless something really bad happened. But
and then you hear so many stories of people getting punched and they fall and hit their head and they die.
It's fighting's dumb for sure, but just to your point, times have changed a lot.
And the thing is for me, I don't think I could control myself if it had something to do with my daughter. That's the problem. I'd be like the Undertaker.
That's a whole different story. I don't have any kids, but I'm sure I feel exactly the same way. I see red,
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah. It's just a little different when it's so close to home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, so do you know about like if you go for a walk like 30 minutes after you eat, it lowers your blood sugar by up to 30%? Did you know anything about that?
I don't know anything. I know that it'll help you digest your food better and things like that, and it's just all around better. But I try to do that, especially around dinner time. Like before I go to bed. We were in the summer. It's been so cool lately. We haven't been going on walks afterward because we usually take our dogs and stuff. But And I did that. We did that for a while, and I noticed the difference, quite a bit. I mean, it helped me sleep too, like going on a walk right before bed after eating, rather than just eating and then going and laying down. You know what I mean? It's a huge difference.
In walking, you sound like you stress the importance of walking so much, and it is important. Like, rather than just sitting down, the importance of just moving around.
Oh yeah, moving your body, man. It's yeah.
The body gets weak if the body don't move.
Yep. And it gets brittle. Like you your chance of like injuries and things like that when you're not staying active and stretching and doing things like that are actually higher. You know what I mean? Then you have, if your body's strong and in good shape. So.
Yeah, they in the summertime I would take Paisley and I'd take her on a scooter and I'd walk up to Cal Ranch from like Broadbent and then walk back. She's riding her little electric scooter, but I would just do it because I knew I was going to do an extremist cardio because I had her with me. Yeah. So it was just something to do. There's an old story. I have a book of Tommy Lasorda. It's his bio. And there was a pitcher that played for a different team, and he invited him to the Dodgers training facility in Florida.
Yeah.
And they went, and the dude was like on the tail end of his career, but he was overweight, and so Tommy invited him, and I love Tommy Lasorda. He's like, he's my guy. That's my guy. Anyways, so he invites him to Florida, and they go to dinner, and then Tommy takes him for a walk afterwards. Takes him for a walk, and he goes to have dessert, and says, no, you're not having that. The guy ends up losing like 30 pounds, and he ends up coming to the Dodgers eventually and rejuvenates his career, So just little things like that, and just moving after you eat rather than being a slug.
My very first client when I started training, this gentleman Harry, I think he was 73 or something when I started training him, and he was a little overweight, not like bad, but he had a bad knee and stuff like that too. And we started training, and he started doing a little bit better, and like I know how to kind of help rebuild knees and stuff like that. So I was getting his knee a little healthier. But he wasn't like losing a ton of weight. But then he started doing this like step bet. It's like an app that you can do with like family and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And you can just like place little bets, and whoever keeps getting their steps wins the pot at the end, basically.
I like this.
It's pretty cool. But anyway, he started walking a lot too with his workouts, and he just started shedding weight.
Really?
I mean, it just started coming off him because it wasn't just because he was an older man, he couldn't like work out super hard, so he wasn't burning like a ton of calories or anything, but that plus the walking, it started to pay off like a lot.
Is it the old man from the horse corrals?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Kent. You know what I'm talking about? Drives that gold Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
He come into the gym when we were going there, and he was overweight. And man, look at this old man. He is getting it. He's down a ton of weight. He's working out super hard. You know him if you see my
probably.
Shout outs to Kent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name. He was but he is in like super good shape. And
what do you like to do when you go to the gym? You more into like cardio, weightlifting, or?
Man, I like the all around type of guy. You know what I mean? Like one time I was like more into just the upper body. I do legs, but I was like, now I kind of like I realize how much the legs matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to cut out on the ab work. So I was doing ab works, and then it like split right here.
Oh wow.
So I had like a
hernia.
Yeah.
Like it actually it tore?
Yeah.
It tore in the middle?
It tore in the middle.
Really?
And I felt it at the gym. I was like,
did you go to the doctor or anything like that?
Nope.
No? Yeah.
My wife said be very careful with that.
Yeah, I would for sure.
This is the first
It could have been like a separation or something, and it could definitely get worse.
It's the first time I've learned.
So when I go to the gym, I don't really do too many abs. I'll do I'll do the put my legs crossed like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll do light stuff. Yep. I won't do like straight crunches like that anymore.
About a year ago, I hurt my back doing upright rows.
Yeah.
Upright rows.
Barbell rows.
With the easy bar, for traps.
Uh-huh.
And it was 70 pounds. And I reached out and grabbed it in front of me, and I felt something in my back immediately. Ooh. I was out of work for 2 months, and then I went to physical therapy and all that. And then there was a great guy named Todd. I'm not sure of his last name, but he just emphasized the importance of core and doing dead bugs and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, stretching and just paying attention to your core, your lower back, and your hips.
I got feeling a lot better. Like after all that, I lost 20-30 pounds, and I found it. But I lost 20-30 pounds, and I was doing core exercise every day, and I felt great. And the problem is the consistency. That's the hardest part.
It is, yeah. Especially like I said, when you work a schedule like you do. Do you work at the mine or something like that?
No, I work at the wind farm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When you do those nights and days, man, it's just brutal.
So we've been meaning to do this, but she hasn't been here for any of the taping, so we're gonna go ahead and have a Paisley's performance.
Yeah. Woo!
Come on. Come over here on my side. Or right on my lap's good too. Go ahead.
Why didn't the vampire bite Taylor Swift?
Why?
Because she had bad blood.
Yay!
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Quit talking like a baby for the 18,000th time.
It's an awe moment right there,
I
y'all.
love you.
Love you too.
So anyways, this is my daughter Paisley. She's 9, going on 19. She runs the roost. Huh?
What?
You're the boss. You think?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and go out, okay?
Hey, you got any like gummy worms or something?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You don't have gummy worms. Don't lie to that man. Ow.
It's crazy what people can make, how much money people can make just from content these days, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
Like, look at Sam Sulik, dude. He
Yeah.
hasn't even started, like, professionally bodybuilding or anything yet. And he's making, I bet he's making millions of dollars.
That kid's a monster.
He's got it. I mean, he's got to be. He's got millions of subscribers. Yeah, he's a monster.
He's a monster, boy.
Yeah,
I like
it's cool.
Seth Ferrocci. I like Seth a lot.
Ferrocci. Who's he?
Short Irish dude from like
know if I know
Boston.
him.
He's like, come on, motherfuckers. He's a maniac, dude. I'll have to send you a clip.
Yeah.
He's a beast. He's I think he's like 5'5". He competes. He did compete at the 212s.
Like Lee Priest.
Yeah.
Short, big dude.
Yeah, Lee Priest is an animal too.
I
You
love
ever?
Lee Priest, dude.
I've met him a couple times.
Have you?
Didn't you meet him at the?
No, I mean, I don't know if he was there that time, was he?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, he was. Maybe because you didn't hang out long enough. That
I
was
didn't
the
hang out long enough.
problem.
But it was kind of, yeah. Well,
Yeah, no, that one was the.
like, we hung out for quite a long time. It's just we also split up for a long time. We watched Chris Bumstead on stage and all that stuff, and
Yeah,
we saw the mountain. And
So what we're referring to is we went to the 2022 Olympia Expo in Vegas. It was the first year that it was back from Orlando, and that was the second one, and then I went to 2024's.
Oh, did you?
And
Who'd you go with?
I went by myself, and then I tried to invite like 10 people, and nobody wanted to hang out. Apparently, I suck or I smell funny or something. I don't
Rick
know.
was like telling me about it, but I was like, yeah, let me know, and I never heard from anybody.
No,
So.
you were like, next week, Marcus, and I'm like,
Like that's short notice.
Well, and then I invited my brother, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not going." And then I ended up meeting one of his favorite football players, Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
And I met a bunch of people there. I met C.T. Fletcher. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I love C.T. Fletcher,
Yeah,
man.
I know C.T.
That's my
Fletcher.
dog.
I'm sure it was Ronnie there.
Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
I met him the year that we went.
Yeah, so did I.
shout outs to Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, Ronnie Coleman's
the
the
king.
greatest of all time.
Yeah, the king, man. That guy took bodybuilding. He was like, I think Dorian Yates was the first mass monster, but after.
I do gotta say though, I love Jay Cutler, dude. It's just for me, like aesthetically, like his shape and stuff. I think it was one of the best, bro. I'm just saying, this is my opinion.
No, I met
I think
him.
he was one of the best.
I met him. I think at the first one that I went to, and he was okay. He was okay.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
sure
know.
he lives in Vegas.
Yeah. He does. I'm pretty sure you're right. But I don't know. There's
Hey, don't
something
come
about him.
after us when you see this.
I met Dorian Yates, and he's slimmed down a ton. He's older, so he's a lot smaller. But so I feel like 22 when you went. I feel like you got not the best experience because I don't. This was the 60th anniversary and it was dope, dude. Oh my gosh, I got to meet so many fighters.
It did seem like it was like not that hyped up and stuff, and there it was like I don't know. It didn't seem like that high energy or anything.
No, it was. I felt like it was like band-aid together or something. You couldn't even buy supplements. Remember, they didn't have any samples this time.
They weren't giving out anything.
Look right over there in that bag. There's a bag full of supplements right there. Yeah, and then I got shirts. I got all kinds of stuff this time.
Yeah, we didn't get anything. No, I mean I bought a couple of things, but yeah, it was weird. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's nuts. Wait, I think I got like one free sample that one time.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Trick or treat.
What are you doing with this?
I'm selling it.
Got like since 6.
You can pick some stuff out. I don't care. That one.
I don't take pre-workout anymore. I don't drink caffeine really anymore. Just personally, I don't really like it.
You're a fucking demon.
I know, bro.
Oh my god.
Raw.
I am horrible, dude. You would be disgusted if you see my caffeine intake.
Dude, mine used to be crazy, and that's the thing. I was like having trouble sleeping, and anxiety and shakiness was really bad. I was like, I just stopped.
I bet you.
Show our watchers out there what Mike was getting.
This is what happens when you go to the Olympia.
Yeah.
You get like a million. Well, the times that he went, when we went to the one together, he was like, "You're gonna get a million free samples of stuff," and I think I walked away with like 3.
Yeah,
literally like 3 things. There's like, samples of protein powders. There's like hydration stuff.
Go ahead.
Pre-workouts.
I'm gonna tell you if it's any good.
We're doing taste tests. No Explode's the shit. The Vaso No Explode. That's my go-to. It has pre-workout and pump all in one.
Gorilla Mine. I like that stuff.
Go ahead. Help yourself.
Viva Zen Kava Blend. Oh, I like these.
Go ahead. I got 2.
This?
Yeah, you can have a whole box. I got a box you can have.
These.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, dude. I just wanted to say thank you for coming on and doing the honors of being on our show. You're only our second guest, and I feel like you're very knowledgeable as far as exercise and diet, and I feel like and your experiences as far as recovery, and it's a pretty cool story. I think that other people, maybe we can shed some light on it and give somebody else an avenue to get into recovery.
But let's not miss the elephant in the room, because we're musicians in here.
Oh yeah, you guys are. I'm a slouch on the couch, like Elf on the Shelf.
How's things going with the music, man?
It's good, man. I just, we're just a cover band, and we just cover, songs that we like and that we grew up with and stuff. But I'm trying to, write my own stuff and do my own thing. It's just, it's hard when I don't know. I play a lot of the time. I just playing by myself, just practicing playing my guitar, practicing getting better, but I want to get into creating content and actually writing songs with a band, not just by myself. Mm-hmm. It's I'll write, I want to start. I don't write lyrics and stuff, but I'm gonna start. But yeah, just writing songs on my guitar. I have a million riffs in my head that I've made up or whatever. But yeah, it's just music is one of my favorite things in the world, man. Next to working out and stuff. I when I'm up on playing, even just at practice with the guys and we're just playing. It's one of the best, you know what I mean? I'm just having the best time. I feel like I'm just in my zone. I love it so much. Dude, and being up on stage, playing in front of people, entertaining and stuff. I love it, man. Music's been a big part of my life since I was a little kid. My whole family's into music.
What genre of music would you say?
I pretty much like all types of music, but for me it was mostly alternative rock, progressive. My favorite band is Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, yeah.
So some music like that. I do mostly they're not so underground anymore, but Coheed. But I like a lot of underground bands and stuff.
Did you like Sublime?
Yeah, I loved Sublime growing up. They were one of the first bands that I really fell in love with when I was a kid. You know what I mean? They made me really I love music. You know what I mean? They were one of those bands that kind of,
Did you see that at the drive-in?
Huh. At the drive-in?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-uh. Did you see that Jacob Noel's
taking over? Son? Yeah,
Bradley cool. Noel's he's taken over, and they have a new song It came out last year, but they had a new song that they took lyrics that Bradley Noel recorded, and they made a new song. I'll have to send you the link
wow,
to
that's
it.
awesome. I would love to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, dude. I think I love Sublime. And the shittiest part is they didn't even get to experience success, and he.
Oh yeah, he didn't really.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
You know, they went on a tour to promote the Sublime album.
Yeah.
And they had a tour of 5 shows, and they were in San Francisco. And Bradley Noel told the other guys, "I'm gonna go out." They're like, "No." And he struggled with the addiction, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And I guess he was clean for a little while. I watched this thing that was of his wife, of his widow, and then I watched a thing of Jacob Noel, all these podcasts and stuff, and I was like really fascinated by it. But so, anyways, he says to the guys, "Let's go out," and they're like, "No." Then they wake up the next morning and he's half naked, slouched over on the bed, and he had died of a heroin overdose.
Yeah.
So then the shortly after that, the album's released and it blows up.
I know, man. It was crazy how big, and they still are. Like that album is like, I mean, in all their albums now, like the older ones and stuff, are just huge.
Yeah, 40 ounces.
You really
of
can't
freedom.
talk to anybody that doesn't know Sublime.
Yeah, Sublime was badass. They were a different genre, like all
Yeah.
they were kind of like.
Like punk
Not-
rock, reggae, like.
Yeah, you know, he went. What happened was his dad took him on a sailing trip or surfing trip to Jamaica when he was like 12, and his parents were musicians.
Oh really?
So that kind of molded him when he went to Jamaica when he was like 11 or 12, and then he kind of created his own genre of music.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
awesome.
Nirvana. Nirvana was kind of their
Kinda.
own thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
different as far as the
different genres
genre.
and
But
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, I love Nirvana too.
yeah, Nirvana was badass.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
What about Eddie Vedder? Do you like Eddie Vedder?
I'm gonna say.
I
he
know
was
some of
probably
his songs.
listening
I'm
to
not super
Fishbone.
into them, but yeah.
No, Pearl Jam sucks. I just wanted to talk shit.
I'm not a big Pearl Jam fan.
No, sorry, Marcus.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that he was probably listening to Fishbone too.
Who's that?
That sounds
Bradley Noel.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure he was.
I feel like it has some Red Hot Chili Peppers vibe in there too.
When did they would have been like right around that same time coming up, huh?
Who? Red Hot Chili
And
Peppers?
Sublime, yeah.
No. Red Hot Chili Peppers before that.
You think?
80s, yeah.
Really?
Guaranteed.
They've been around that long? I thought it was like
Yeah.
90,
I thought it
early
was like
90s or
early 90s.
No, 80s. I'm
I
pretty
remember
sure.
I had
They
his
ran
book.
the front of their Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis' book. It was a long time ago.
No,
though.
it had to be.
It was just kind of a biography
It
and
had
stuff,
to
but it was
be
crazy.
anywhere
You have your
between
phone,
when I
Lance?
was like
Yeah,
10,
my phone, yeah.
10 to 13.
Search when
Check it out. See who was
Chili
first.
Chili
Because I
Peppers.
remember my sister
No, just
had
search
got
it.
the tape the day it
Oh, when
came
Chili
out
Peppers
and
started.
The Cure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's early to mid 80s. They ran around LA with socks on their cocks, so that was the front of the album. Just
Yeah. 1982. Wow.
Wow.
yeah.
Wait,
Wow,
what
that's
album
crazy.
was that?
I don't know. Let me see.
It's not Blood Sugar Baby. Sex Magic. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are pretty dope.
See, Red Hot Chili Peppers released their debut album titled The Red Hot Chili Peppers on August 10th, 1984.
Wow.
So they're probably a
Paisley's-
band before that. But that was like their,
That's Paisley's birthday. That's pretty
crazy.
cool. Yeah, I knew they were around before
Wow.
Sublime quite a bit. I feel like Sublime has some Red Hot Chili Peppers influence in it.
I could see that.
Yeah. I think they're he's a little out there, Anthony Kiedis, and Flea. Flea's a fucking maniac.
Yeah,
Shout out
so-
to Anthony
so Sublime,
Kiedis. We got to get you on the
yeah,
show.
Anthony Kiedis is great. 1988 was when
Sublime.
Sublime came out. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really make it anything big till like what 95.
Yeah,
96?
probably way later. Yeah.
They had 40 ounces of freedom, and then they
Gar-
had.
I love Garden Grove. If I had karaoke, that's the one I always do. It's
I
Garden
like
Grove.
April 26. Is that what it's called? 19?
Yeah. That was great.
What did you
Yeah.
say about Garden Grove?
That's the one I always carry. If I karaoke, that's a song I pick a lot. Is Garden
Oh,
Grove.
I thought
It smelled
I thought-
like Lou Dog inside
Yeah.
the band.
I thought,
Oh
I thought
yeah,
you were
Oh,
in
sounds
Garden
great.
Grove.
Oh no,
I was like, wow.
that song. I like that song a lot too.
it's a good one, man. It's great
There-
lyrics.
What was
Good
the?
song.
There's I can't even think of what the song is called, but there was a song on there. It has like a real raw, alternative style. I can't even think what the song is called, but it was his widow, not his ex, said that was like her favorite song. And I already liked the song, but then I had to listen to it again, and
Yeah,
I'm
got
like,
some context
I'm like,
and,
holy
yeah.
shit, this is great. Them guys, he rescued. So what happened was this Lou Dog, the Dalmatian, was at his friend's house. His parents were out of town. He was locked in a laundry room, and it was sick, dying. And Bradley Noel went back and traded a skateboard for that dog, nursed it back to health, and that dog went everywhere.
Yeah, wasn't the dog in the hotel room that he died in with him?
I'm not sure. They said that dog went everywhere with him.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
They said that them guys would go out and they had no money.
Is there like one song that and it could be from any genre or whatever, that one song that like for me there Mobb Deep, Shook Ones, that song makes me like, it's so like raw, and like those kids were like 19, dealing with gangs, and I feel like that song like portrays so well like what it must have been like to like be in that life and stuff like that. But that, like, are there any songs like that make you feel like that, like kind of put you in that time and place, even though like I had nothing to do with that type of life, I didn't grow up in the hood or anything that song, dude, like every time I listen to it, it blows my mind that what those kids went through, and like and just even the lyrics he was writing, and just it's just crazy, man.
Yeah, Lance, no, I'm not trying to be rude, but we're running the podcast here. You settle down. That's a great question. You're making us look bad. Thanks a lot, pal.
But when you were saying,
man, that is cool. That is a great question.
It was like both you guys' stories started coming together with me, and I'm thinking about that song by Sublime, and how much that one was to me. It was like, 2 pints of booze. Tell me, are you a big fish too? Are you a big fish too?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I've been listening to a lot of Sublime after that.
Yeah, after watching the documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
Lord knows I'm weak.
That one's classic, man. That one's so good. And the music video to that song is like portrays the feeling of that song very well too. They're just like jamming out on a beach.
So what
with
was
their friends and stuff?
What was the question again? I'm sorry. I went on.
I was just wondering if there was like a song like that that can make you kind of throw you, like put you in a space that like that you're not used to or something, like, because like Mobb Deep, that song by Mobb Deep, right? Shook Ones. If I turned it on, I guarantee you'd be like, okay, I know, that song, right?
Yeah, he knows.
I'm gonna tell you, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I figured.
This dude knows everything.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you play dang near anything by Nirvana, and we're going crazy, you could probably drive off the cliff, and I'm gonna be like, let's go.
So I guess what I'm asking is like, are there songs that can like kind of like one main song that you really love that can like put you in like a any type of like crazy like headspace or something like that, or kind of throws you into something? Because that's what's so powerful about that song, right? Is that it's just, or about music, I guess, in general, is that it can like transport you. Like, it can make you feel like just so many things, but like that song makes me almost feel like it like got me into their head. Like, I kind of knew what they were going through, and it's just how unreal it was, like the gangs in the 90s and 80s and 90s and stuff like that.
Mobb Deep, man. R.I.P. Prodigy. Man.
There was
I mean, that song is so good, dude. It's crazy. I think kids were like 18, 19.
We like to get you on the show, man.
Market. Kalipso knows about these guys, I guess. He was around them a little bit. But there's a song from When a Murder Was a Case soundtrack. It was called Hot One. And the thing was, it was only on cassette on this album. You could not find it anywhere. So then when I got Apple Music, it's OFTB as the guys.
Operation from the Bottom.
And it's called Hot One, but this song is just, I mean, it's out of this world. And then it like disappears for 20 years, and I never forgot about it. And Apple Music comes around, and I get it back on my phone. So that song is just, I don't know, something. And then it gets better as it goes on. It's like the first guy's killing it, and then the next guy, and then you're like, ugh. And there's a couple songs I like. I'm gonna get hate for this one, but I like the song by "Batter Up" by Nelly. There, Murphy Lee goes at the end, and
I don't know that one.
It's a remake. It's like a remake that they did, but Murphy Lee goes at the end, and then "Pimp Like Me" by D12 is another one. The start of it mainly, but yeah, there I have like, dude, I know this. I listen to a lot of classic rock now. Like I love Creedence. I love Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
That old stuff.
I'm really into like music that makes me like that's really like dreamy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, makes you feel like almost like lethargic. I guess maybe that's not
Do you
the
like
right word.
Pink
But
Floyd?
I'll say.
yeah, like Pink Floyd, but yeah.
I was just sitting there thinking about it, and I'll say Tupac's Ambitions as a writer.
Yeah, that's a good one. That beat alone, you
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of K-Flay? Have you heard of her? She's kind of like she's like I would say she's probably like 36 or 37. She came from the Bay Area. She's like a rapper that does like, she like raps and sings. She has this song from one of her first albums called Another Round it's West Ghost is the album. The song is Another Round by K-Flay. Dude, that song is like that. It's just got this really dreamy vibe, and it just like it takes you places, you know what I mean?
You have to
Makes you feel stuff, but that's what I love. That's one thing I love about music. Music is like a gift, man. Like it really is. I love it, man. I don't know. It's hard for me to even express it in words sometimes about how much it's such a powerful thing. And you can move and touch someone's heart with music. It's just,
well, the cool thing about music is it can bring everybody together.
Yeah, too. Yeah, exactly. I love going to a show, dude. I love going. I make friends every time I go to a show. It's like because you already go there with this one thing in common. You know, you love this band, and it's probably they mean something to you too. So you already come with this strong connection to everybody around you. You know, it's just a beautiful thing. I love it.
We went to. I go to mostly country shows. Like I've been to some rap concerts, and it's not really the. It's just like a Thundercat vibe where just testosterone. Settle down. We're here for fun.
Yeah.
We ain't here for all that. But we went to see Jelly Roll, and Jelly Roll. You know his music. I like his music. So
I'm not too familiar with it. I know he's a huge star. I don't know why. I need to listen to some of his stuff and give him a shot. So, you hit it big into Jelly Roll?
I think, yeah.
We're back.
Back up.
Yep, we are back. Oh, yeah, so we were talking about Jelly Roll, man.
Yeah, Jelly Roll is a person. I think we touched on him in the first episode, maybe, but Jelly Roll just is a person and all the people that he's helped in such a short period of time.
Yeah, Ali was telling me about how he like had some guys out of like that he took out of like a prison or something that he like let come sing for him or something like that. What was that about?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that he took them.
Turn me down the headphones a little.
I heard that he took them to a show.
Yeah, he like found some guys that could sing and stuff that were like in jail, and he like brought them out and brought them to a show. And he came and sang. I don't know exactly how that worked.
Is that you?
I don't think so. That's me.
All right,
I'm good now.
All right.
Yeah, I think Jelly Roll is just one step from. If he's not, I'm pretty sure he's a believer.
He did take some people away. He took people out of prison just to perform, and then he went back. But like we were talking before, is he's actually donated instruments and stuff and implemented programs into facilities for people for the performing arts. Like he's giving back a ton of money. The dude is just special. He's just a special guy.
Shout outs to Jelly Roll.
Yeah, he seems like
we got to get you on the show, man.
Did he go? He went on Joe Rogan too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been on there.
I should go watch that and then start listening to some of his tunes.
He's been on there a couple times, and actually, the last time, Joe Rogan and
he be rapping too.
He was a rapper before he even started the country music. But Joe Rogan and him were like, "Did you see Theo Von?" Because Theo Von was making fun of Jelly Roll. I want to thank the Maitre D at the Macaroni Grill, and Jelly Roll was just rolling.
Shout outs to Theo Von.
I love Theo Von.
Gotta get you on the show, man.
Yeah, Theo Von's an alien.
He's a different human being. That guy, man. Yeah, his brain is like the shit that guy says, man.
Him and Elon will take over the world, just the two of them, you know. Yeah, that was a little bit.
Hard out to you guys.
That was
I don't know, like how I feel about that. Like if he was just being like, you know, eccentric, like just like and just did it. I don't know, man. But people, the left are like freaking out, like.
The first time I'm like, okay. Then when he did it, he turned around and did it again. I was like.
Yeah,
a little weird, but I don't know, man. He's just a strange, eccentric dude. Like I don't think he meant to be like, throwing up signs or anything.
You know, the thing is, with a lot of these guys that, you know, are in the government conspiracy
In the
theories
big club.
Yeah, there's handshakes and there's a
Yeah,
lot
for
of
sure.
Signals.
They all make me nervous, man. Like,
there's
Elon is a different duck though. Like he lives like a mile away from SpaceX, and he lives in like a 1,200 square foot house because he says his time is the most important. Nothing extravagant, nothing crazy. He just lives in a little old house, and so he could. I don't know how old it is, but he lives in a little house that way because he doesn't want to commute. His time is the most valuable thing, you know.
Yeah, that is crazy what he's done to be able to like catch a rocket like that.
Yeah, this guy
it's nuts, man. And Tesla, the great cars, you know, he's done a lot. It's kind of amazing to me that he, you know, creates all of these electric cars and does all this stuff for the environment, and then like the left is like they like hate his guts.
Did you see
where they loved him for a long time, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it was like couldn't stand him for some reason.
He was blue for a long time.
Yeah, he was.
I think it's because he saw something.
Maybe.
Well, you know, did you hear about the was it Hurricane Milton where it hit North Carolina? He wanted to give them all free Starlink.
Starlink, yeah, that's cool.
But they couldn't identify the people that he wanted to give them away to, so that the government wouldn't allow him to fly them in.
Really?
Yeah, there's so many things, dude. Like, I heard, I didn't really want to get into this, but I heard that.
I heard conspiracies and shit.
I heard that.
There we go.
I heard that in order to rebuild Maui, Lahaina specifically, I think it was about $5 billion. Listening to a podcast, the almighty powerful Joe Rogan. He said that the government accidentally sent the Ukraine $6 billion.
Yeah, I don't know how you accidentally just send somebody anything. Like there was the other times too where they were like, we meant to send them this much, but we ended up sending them this much. Who's accidentally Venmoing Ukraine? Like, you know what I mean? I know that's not how it works, but I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense.
There was restrictions on the amount that you send. Like
seriously, or there'd be so many many people overseeing trillions of dollars, like billions of dollars. You know what I mean? It's just, it's such a. It's just BS, man.
I don't care what side you fall on. It's none of my business what you or anybody else does.
Yeah,
I just want them. I just want you to do the right thing. Like you gave. I was there right after the fires. You know, we went to Maui right after the fires. You can't see the pictures behind there, but anyway, so they gave these people $750.
I know, man.
That's a spit in their face.
Yeah, that's terrible.
The guy was staying.
What do you even do with that? Get a hotel for 2 nights?
Well, the guy was. I ran into a guy on the side of the road. We were looking at this overlook of the ocean, and he said that they're staying in Kihei with family, which is maybe 20 miles away from Lahaina. And he said they're staying with his family, but that was enough for gas for like a month to take his daughter back and forth to school.
Yeah.
So we went. Actually, Paisley, Amy, and I, we saved a sea turtle because it was wrapped in fishing line.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lady there, and a lady's like, "Come here," and I'm like, "What?" And she had this sea turtle with fishing line all over it, and I'm like, it's a $10,000 fine if you touch that. And so she's like, "Do you have a knife?" And I'm like, "No," but we had condo keys, like keys. So I said, "Give me those keys," and I just took the keys and I shredded the line off, and then it was all wrapped up. And then 2 police officers were close by because of the area of the fires and stuff, and they were like, "Oh no, you guys did the right thing, it's fine." And then the Red Cross was actually at this motel, the Kaanapali Shores, and it wasn't where we were staying. It was just like one of the few beach parts.
Wait, did you say something about Polly Shore?
No, Kaanapali Shores. Anyway,
shout outs to Polly Shore. We want to get you on the show.
So I ended up, the Red Cross was there at this motel, and we ended up eating like chicken fettuccine Alfredo for free. We're like, "No, we're good." "Oh no, it's fine. Here you go."
Right on.
Yeah. So, anyways, just the devastation, man, and then the hurricanes, and then now the fires in LA, and all these natural disasters or people starting, whatever it is. like, I'm not saying I want anything bad to happen to anybody in the Ukraine or anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, look out.
Yeah.
For the people.
Yeah, in our country.
What about the homeless population?
I know, man.
There's like a crazy number, like $24 billion for the California alone.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't want to solve the problem. They're just lining their pockets, you know.
Right. Yeah. They've got to be. It doesn't seem like that money's going anywhere.
No, 20. You know, I could find a house for a cool 10 million. You don't even need to give me 24 billion. I don't know. It's like,
yeah, that's why I'm excited for this government efficiency program that they're gonna do, and I hope that it's honest. Like, because Elon Musk says he's gonna on Twitter tell everybody what they're doing, like, you know, like play by play, basically. You know, so like every decision that they're gonna make, he's gonna put it on Twitter so everybody can see, you know, so it's transparent what they're doing. I've been saying that forever, man. There shouldn't be like the people that are running the government or whatever. There shouldn't be like all this privacy with them. We should be able to see, as the people, the ones funding everything, we should be able to see everything that they're doing and every decision that they're making. You know what I mean? Because I don't agree with sending all of, you know, we're already trillions of dollars in debt and we're sending money to everywhere but to the people. Like,
that's my thing, you know.
Why don't we fix
stuff you guys talking about? And I've told Mike before, I think it's like WWF. I think, you know, we went from, you know, a country that we were all together, and now we're all split in two.
Yeah, it's very divided.
Like, rather than fixing up your neighbor's house across the street, why don't you work on your own a little bit? Yeah. We were talking about being homeless for a year in Phoenix. You were talking about that, and
I was homeless in Salem, Oregon. For a year, and I was homeless in Phoenix for just a couple months, like 3 months.
Well, I don't know which one would be better because you got rain or you got heat. You went from one extreme to the next.
It was way worse in Oregon.
Yeah,
with the rain and the cold. Yeah, because you know, at least in the hot, you could go inside somewhere or whatever for a little while and stuff like that, and then at night it was like whatever. You know, you're warm, but.
The reason why I mentioned that is I wanted to segue into this. There's a program over in Reno that they've been doing for a long time. It's called Food Not Bombs, and what they do is they plant gardens inside the city parks, and they use those vegetables, and then they have a potluck every Monday where they feed the homeless people. Nice. Like, they've been doing it for a long time. My friend JD's been doing it for a long time. So shout out to Food Not Bombs and
that's awesome.
Yeah, great, dude.
That's the kind of stuff we need. Take some notes, California.
Well, philanthropy, you know what I mean? Caring about somebody else rather than yourself, you know? And he is such a humble person, and he doesn't know how to accept compliments, but, like, he's helped so many people, man. He's just a really, really good dude. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I wanted to give him a shout-out in Southtown Tattoo, Reno, Nevada.
Shout-outs to JD.
Yeah, boy. Anyways, so I don't know how much of that music segment that got cut off. Yeah, but you were talking about something that captures you and puts you in a place, and you're talking about Mobb Deep.
Yeah, that was just the first song that came to mind for some reason.
Especially when you're up in the gym.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's a.
Yeah,
we've been listening. Well, Marcus showed me some stuff about Texas rap, and there's some like, oh man, I'm like, wow, this is taking me back to 2004 with Mike Jones and Paul Wall and all them guys. They were good, dude. They were good.
Yeah, I grew up when I was growing up. I was into like metal and like, but into like newer stuff, or at least at the time, like As I Lay Dying and Lamb of God and stuff like that. And then I got into like, you know, more like scene, like emo music, like The Used and My Chemical Romance and stuff like that. So I still listen to a lot of those bands, but I really like hardcore, like post-hardcore music. Every Time I Die. I don't know, a lot of different bands.
Do you like Slipknot?
Yeah, I like Slipknot. They're not like my favorite, but I do like them. They've got a lot of good songs.
Do you like
badass dudes?
Do you like Disturbed?
I'm not super into Disturbed, no.
Godsmack?
No, I'm not really into that type of. It's like,
Nickelback?
Yeah, I don't like Nickelback.
So I got a funny.
I appreciate them and what they've done. You know, they're huge rock stars.
I got a funny social media story. My buddy refused to get on social media. Forever. Like no social media, right? He has a 2013. He had a 2013 Camaro 1LE. It's like freaking soup to the nuts. It's like a.
That's probably why.
700.
He wasn't on social media.
It had like 750 horse, something crazy like that, right? So, anyways, moral of the story is, he put this huge set of brass knuckles sticker on the hood. It was Five Finger Death Punch. Yeah. And it was an all white car with a matte black hood, and he puts his huge brass knuckles on there, and he posted it to this Five Finger Death Punch site. He said that all night long his phone was going crazy. He had 5,000 likes in less than 24 hours. Somebody that is never on social media gets 5,000 likes in less than
on the right spot.
Holy, he went fucking viral this first post. I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. I don't understand this. He fucking mic dropped us. You know, it's just funny. I thought.
Yeah, I grew up going to shows. Like I think the first show I went to, I was like 12 or something like that, and I just grew up going to shows and loving music and stuff. My oldest brother was in a band, and I think I was like 13 or 14, and I watched him play a bunch of shows with a bunch of bands and stuff. And so just got into music, man. Just love music.
I was lucky enough. I grew up in Ventura till we moved here, and the fairgrounds every year they'd have bands, and I got to see Smokey Robinson, TLC, Queen Latifah, to name a few. It wasn't necessarily my genre, but hell, they're big stars.
It's fun to go to shows, man. Even if you don't really know the people playing or whatever, it's just. Like I said, it's just a fun environment.
Oh yeah, like music that you wouldn't even listen to on your own. You go and listen to it live, and you're like, oh man, maybe I'm a fan. Do you know who Aaron Lewis is? He was the lead singer of Stained.
Okay, yeah, I know Stained.
Yeah, so he was the lead singer. I went and seen him in Wendover, dude. He was badass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
oh man, and I was supposed to take Elise to that.
This is several years ago that I went, but he comes back. He goes on tour. Okay. I went and seen the last person I think I went and seen was Josh Turner there, and he's probably like in my top 2. Like he's probably my second favorite concert ever. You know who Josh Turner is?
I'll have to look him up.
Long Black Train. He has that deep Randy Travis voice. No. Go ahead and turn the lights down low.
Okay, I know that song. Yeah.
I'm gonna get canceled because I can't sing.
Me and Ali, last year we went on a concert cruise.
Really?
That Coheed and Cambria hosts. It's called the SS Never Ender. So it's basically like a 4 or 5 day cruise, and it's like Warped Tour on a boat. Wow. Where it's like you get up at like 11, you get up and like at like 11 there's bands all the way until like 1 a.m. just at all the different clubs and bars around the ship, and then you go somewhere and you get off for the day. Like last time we went to the Dominican Republic, at a resort in Dominican Republic.
Really?
Yeah, we bought tickets for their next one. It's in November.
Did you buy a +1?
We actually, your cabin can hold 4 people. Me and Allie got one, but my mom and Cole got the other 2 spots.
Your mom and your brother?
Yeah. So they're coming with us.
Well, do you think I could take your brother?
What do you mean?
Do you think I could take him for, like, if I whooped him up?
Oh,
could I have
Cole?
a spot?
Yeah, he weighs like 120 pounds. You can probably get him.
Yeah. I'll chew on him.
But it's really cool, man. A lot of cool bands.
Shout out to Cole.
Yeah.
We're just kidding.
We got to get you on the show, too.
That'd be cool, man. I don't think you'd like doing that.
But so you're on this cruise.
Yeah.
From 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. or
there's
11
live bands, music and stuff. So it's really cool. And then what's cool about Coheed and Cambria, or at least for the boat, is that every one of their albums is a part of a greater story, like a comic book that he writes, the singer. So he has a comic book line, and then like all the lyrics and all the songs are, about the stories, right? Oh. So like you go there and everybody's like in costume from comic book characters. So it's kind of like Comic-Con too.
Comic-Con on the water with
with bands,
Woodstock,
and then like one of the clubs that they had in there was like completely themed after like one of the bars in the comic book. So it was cool, man. I'm really excited to go on the next one.
So you've got
that's dope.
You've got concerts.
It was one of the funnest things I've ever done in my adult life. Like I was like a little kid, dude. It was a blast. It was so fun.
It's like, so you got concerts, you got Comic Con, and then you got the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, the next one that we're going on is going to stop in Cozumel, Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Which is
it
beautiful.
Expensive?
For a ticket, I think it was like $1,100 a person.
Where do you have to fly to?
Miami. So you go from Miami to wherever it takes you, and then back to Miami, and then fly home. So you do have to buy tickets and stuff. So at the end of the day,
$1,600 a piece.
Yeah, about $1,600. That's for like your plane ticket, and then to get on the boat, and then obviously you'll need money for like drinks and if you want to buy stuff. All the food is free, and there's some pretty dope restaurants and stuff on it.
Well, I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah, so like you wouldn't be drinking and stuff. I was going hard.
Were you?
Yeah, man. I told Allie on the way that before we went, I was like, I just letting you know right now, I'm gonna be drunk the whole time.
Did she get mad?
No, I'm like really chill, like just calm when I'm drunk. I'm not like I don't get all crazy and stuff.
But you had an amazing time.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like we got to the Dominican Republic, dude, at this really nice resort, and there was like a big lazy river. And at the end of it, there was this bar. So like I'd go around the river. Get a drink, go around it again. I must have done that like 7 times, bro. It was so nice, just chilling on the oceans right there. It was so nice.
Did you wake up looking like a lobster?
Oh, dude, you know what's weird is, yeah, dude, I did. But my dad and Allie, both of them, they were fine. I was like burnt, and they were like completely fine.
Now, is her skin fairer complexion than yours?
I would say it's the same, but then my dad is like the same too as me. You know what I mean?
But you were the only one.
I was the only one that was fried.
You had like a piece of bacon hot.
Dude, it was bad. And the whole rest of the trip kind of sucked because I was so burnt.
Yeah, I can't. My skin, I'm pretty fair complected. My skin can't really handle it like that.
Yeah.
You know, even in like hours out in the sun, I'll just be drained like beyond belief.
I used to, when I grew up in St. George, but I used to work the summers there with my dad doing concrete out in the summer, you know, in like 105, 110 degree weather. And
yeah,
it's brutal, but you get used to it.
That is brutal, and pouring concrete is not exactly a picnic.
Easy work at all.
No, when I was in Vegas, I don't know, 2003 maybe, 2003. I worked roofing in the dead of the summer.
Oh, dude, I've done that before. That's really rough. Yeah, that gets hot.
Yeah.
Is that roof reflecting right back up on you?
And it wasn't necessarily shingles. It was that spray insulation foam. It's like freaking 300 degrees coming out of the gut. Yeah, it was brutal. Yeah. And you made zero to no money. It was like the harder you work, the less you make. So that's basically the rule of thumb. Yeah. But anyways, what is there anything else that you want to plug, or you want to talk about, like your band?
Yeah, you go follow Beautiful Losers on Facebook.
Beautiful Losers.
Yeah, we just do covers.
Do you guys have any shows coming up?
We have some out of town shows. We're gonna be playing in Spanish Fork, and then in Cedar City. So Valentine's Day weekend, we'll be playing up there, and then Cedar City, and then that's it. That's all we got right now because our bass player is going back to Indonesia for a few weeks, so we'll probably stop while he's gone and then pick it back up in the summer.
Do you guys perform locally at all?
Yeah,
shout outs to Randy. Randy, we need to get you on the show, man.
We were playing around locally a lot, but like the Outpost, we were playing there a lot, but they got another pool table, so we can't really fit in there, it's cool. Like I'm not, we really like that part. Outpost. Yvette is awesome.
Yvette and CB, yeah,
we love those guys.
Yeah. Great people.
Gotta
we play
get you guys
Mr.
on
G's
the show
every once in a while. It's been a while.
G's.
He's been kind of doing like the like the hip hop and the comedians and stuff, which has been cool.
Yeah.
But other than those two places, man, there's really nowhere else to play.
Yeah.
So that's why we've been doing like house shows, like we did the Blankets and Brews and stuff, which you guys should come to when it gets warm. And you should come perform.
I heard you had something go on just like the other day.
Yeah, we did a house show for the end of Fire and Ice. We just we just set it up in our living room. There's videos if you go follow our Facebook page. We just made our living room look like a venue, basically, and we just invited people. Yeah,
anybody who's over at your personal
at my house.
Yeah.
And then we have a pretty big front yard too. So what we do in the summer is we just set up like our own little concert and just invite everybody in the community.
Oh yeah.
You've had quite a few of those.
Yeah, we did a couple, and we had Cole came up and played, and the Watermen played for both of them and stuff. It's fun, man. It's super fun.
Next time, give me a heads up, like at least a week or two in advance to see if I can make it.
I want to get this guy over here to come perform for us too. We want to get kind of the point of it is to get more people out and to come perform.
Diverse.
We want to bring bands from other places and stuff and get locals to come play.
Did you ever go to that show that was down here at the McGill Pool?
I don't think so.
They had like a big
Oh,
concert.
the Shellraiser thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went all 3 years.
Were you
'cause
impressed?
It was pretty cool, man. It was actually pretty sweet. It was expensive, so I understand why a lot of locals didn't come because
I feel like
you don't
it was,
know any of those bands.
Yeah, I feel
really.
like the price point wasn't on.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I got to the first 2 years I went because I was working at Taproot, and they set up a booth for us there, so I got to get in for free. And then the third year we were invited. So, but yeah, I guess not enough locals were coming, and
Did
he
you
just
get
wasn't
in?
making enough money, so he had to move.
Did you get in all 3
Yeah.
years for free?
Yeah.
I that's one of those topics that, I guess it would be good to see the guy. I don't know him personally. Rudy.
Yeah, he used to come in the shop all the time. He's a cool guy.
But I kind of felt like you're setting up a show for music in the town and you don't associate with any of the musicians in the town. I mean, I guess you guys have went to the show and stuff like that. But
we went. Like we worked. Really, I just worked for Taproot there.
It just kind of, I don't know.
I don't really want to speak on it, like what my thoughts,
Yeah,
because it's kind of
he
weird.
He was trying to bring the bands that he loves and are kind of a little less known, I guess, and bring them up. And I totally understand. I just feel like the placing was kind of weird out in the middle of nowhere here. And then yeah, like for me, I always said this from the beginning. I'm sure other people have said this, probably even to him. I feel like he should have brought like 1 or 2 bands that were known, like well known, and that would have brought more people.
He did. Wait, I thought he brought Dinosaur Jr. out.
I think they came, but I don't think a lot of people in Neely would know who that is. You know what I mean? That's just me speaking. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll ever see this, and I'm not trying to hate on him, but he had just some weird stuff going on. Like he brought a trailer downtown for a coffee shop. Yeah. I don't think it was ever open. Yeah. He redid 2 buildings down there, and
the movie theater or the theater or whatever.
Yeah, did an amazing job, dude.
Did they? I haven't seen it.
It was beautiful. Like they're beautiful. Those buildings are dope. And I watched a lot of Ozarks, so I was wondering if you know what I'm talking about, Ozark, the show.
I've heard of that.
I feel like there was maybe some money laundering or something going on there. It was kind of weird, kind of really weird. I don't know.
Well, he had those camping, those tents
teepees,
out there,
teepees,
and stuff like that. I don't know.
Shout out to Rudy
though
for doing what he was doing.
Rudy,
man.
we're sorry that more people didn't go out and support you and stuff, and it was cool. Shellraiser was honestly really cool, man. A lot of cool bands that I still listen to now.
I hope the money's clean.
Yeah. I just feel like if you would,
sorry, couldn't help it.
You would have hired a couple, or even just some local talents. And I'm not just saying that for our benefit, but like you or the Watermen or somebody, I feel like people would have been like, oh, cool, like he's bringing some local people into it and stuff too.
Even if it was a Las Vegas act, somebody from
Nevada.
Nevada.
Reno or something, yeah.
Yeah, because,
People are weird. People are weird in Ely, though. I'm sure you figured it out. Like, people are weird if you're new and you're not from here.
Yeah, for sure.
They're kind of like...
They're iffy about you. And also, I've noticed this just being a musician here the last few years. People don't care that much about live music here. Like, they'll kind of go to it, but, like, even our bigger shows, like we played at the Space when there was, like, 100+ people there, they didn't really engage with the music. Like some people did, you know what I mean? But most of the time it was just like they were just there to mingle and drink and stuff.
But if you go to a big show where
anytime we go out of town, people pay attention to us. Actually pay attention and we'll cheer and clap and they pay attention. It's different in Neely.
They'd disregard you.
It's just I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Some, not all of them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but it's just Well, it could be the fact that we've played locally for the last few years now, and people are like, "This show's played out."
You want to know something? Weird little tidbit, a little story. We went years ago when I lived in Reno. Kalipso came over. I don't know if he was staying with me or what, but we went to this place in downtown Reno, old downtown Reno, and we went and seen the show. And it was these guys from Washington, right, Kalipso? The dudes from Washington, that little show.
Oh, yeah.
Who was it?
Old Dominion. Sleep.
Old Dominion. So he's telling me, I said, do you remember that? And we were just talking about this last week. And he said, oh, yeah, I remember. And he named off the group and all that. And so then we were in Reno this last weekend, and we went to this place called the Pizza Collective. And we go in there, and I'm like, because I knew. And then I go to the bathroom, and we're actually in the same place that we were at for that show. I've never been down there before or after. And then we were talking about it, and then fast forward a couple days later, and I'm in the same exact place where we watched the show, and the show was really good too. So it was cool. It was weird.
Reno.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Reno, man. I want to have to go check it out. Go to a show up there or something.
No, it's pretty cool, man.
We went to a few shows. I went and seen Puddle of Mud, the Knitting Factory. I think I got free tickets. I went and seen Young Buck when I was out there.
Nice.
I went up there and kicked it with Fortunate Youth.
Hell yeah.
We went to some smaller shows. What was the dude's name? Tony?
Oh, you're talking about Speak Your Mind.
Yeah, we went to a few shows out there, and then Kalipso's big homie, Doubler, he was out there performing.
I think Doubler might be a little younger than me. What up, Doubler?
I thought that was your big homie.
Yeah, I won't say my big homie.
I thought the game was to be sold and not to be told. I'm just clowning him. I'm just messing with him. Sorry, Kalipso. I didn't mean it. Look, he just shut down on me. See that? He didn't like that one.
No, I'm just getting hungry.
Yeah.
It's about that time, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. You guys tune in to Open Circuit Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Stay tuned. See you next time on Open Circuit Podcast, the best podcast in the world, Craig.
Yeah.